everybody? Welcome back to another video. So we have the Emirates Cup event in FIFA Mobile with my favorite prime icon of all time, my favorite player of all time, Dennis Bergkamp. I've been waiting for this card since season 1, but it's definitely a time that I don't think I can afford to get this card. So we'll just look at it from a distance and hope that we get a regular icon card for him. We also got a 100 overall Guendouzi card, which I'm excited about. It looks like free to play, you could get yourself a 99 overall card, maybe even a 99 and a 98, depending on how you play the first act. So see what I mean? There's a bunch of different currencies there's two different currencies. There's two different currencies we work with. There's the score tickets, and then there's the match points that you can get from playing through the event. The score tickets are what you use to get the players, and the match tickets what you move along the path. So we calculated basically everything that we had with there. Some things were a little bit confusing. We kind of referenced the guide to get it best. So hopefully this is as close to accurate as we can do. We're gonna try and give our breakdown of how we do it, and you know, some of the thoughts on how you kind of play through the promo, different ways you could engage in this promo when you go through it. But definitely there's a lot going on, so try and simplify it all for you. But first, we got some big packs to open, and then we're gonna break down the guide for you. We start off with something. Log in every day to receive match points and football tokens. Done, I'll do that. All right, I skip through that part. You don't care about that. No, Dennis Bergkamp is not in the event. Ooh, football tokens. We got football tokens, score tickets, and match points. If Dennis Bergkamp is in the event, I'm in trouble because I don't want to spend money on this event, but let's go into this. Let's see if we can pack ourselves a player. A big player. We got a 98 plus out of this. 100 overall Guendouzi. I know we got 100 overall Guendouzi. Let's go into this. Let's try and get some luck going off the start here. Here we go. We got VIP points. What? Didn't it say 98 plus? I got trolled. There's like a 0% chance of that. Boo! I thought that 98 plus player meant I was getting it for sure. Okay, 100 match points. Let's do this. Let's get a player. I've not gotten anything out of one of these chain packs in forever. Come on, two things. We're getting a player. Let's go. It's player time. Put some purples in the chat. Let's go. We got this. Big pull. We get ourselves only a 98, but hey, we get ourselves a 98. Let's go. I wish he was animated. Let's get that thing sold. Let's get that card sold quick. Let's get it sold real quick. How to play. Spend FA Cup energy on the skill game. Spend to get players. Welcome to the Emirates Cup event. Here you'll face various teams in the tournament. So you start there and then you take a shot at net. Okay, sounds straightforward. Energy ads. You get the ads. You can play through the events. Rewards. Let's look at the rewards. Verse stack is locked, but it will be unlocked after. You go through all of these things, get the score tickets, and then along the end we get 101. No, Dennis Bergkamp. You need all 8 players to get him. My dream in this game, Dennis Bergkamp. And the stats too. I'm crying a little inside because I don't want to spend to get him. I've been waiting for a Dennis Bergkamp since season 1. I've wanted a prime icon Dennis Bergkamp. But I think it's gonna cost. Oh, look at that Guendouzi card. That's a nice looking card. 133, 139. How much is gonna cost us to do it? So 5, 10, 15. 25, 35, 40, 55, 60, 75, 80, 95. I should just put these all onto a table. Let's just calculate it up this way. I hope you're right, because if you waste the stamina for me, chat. Okay, let's figure it out. Take a shot. Top left. And actually, to be perfectly honest, if I was taking a PK, that's where I would hit it on the shot. I would hit top left. That was always my spot to go to. Top left, so this is a really good choice. Let's see it. Goal. Score! We got a goal! Go! Stopde! Let's go! Okay, so when you go into the event, basically you have two choices to play. The first time you play through, you have to play through the main event, and you play this first match that you would play through. Each of the events cost you 3 stamina, and if you win, you get 5 match points. If you lose the first match, you get your energy back. Now again, if you win the next match, you move on to the next one, and you keep going through. In the second one, you get 5 match points, and then the next one, you're going to get 6, and then the one after that, you're going to get 6 for the 2 matches there. Once you get into the offensive third, you can start taking shots on goal, which if you're playing through this one, if you're playing through the events and the matches, basically playing against the computer, you can get yourself 20 tickets for scoring the goal. Now I've seen people talking about getting less tickets. I haven't seen that. I've only seen getting 20. So be cautious of that. Let me know in the comments if you have gotten less than 20. I haven't really seen that happen. Maybe if you missed something. I've never actually missed it. Every single time I've ended up getting 20. But you can always reset it as well. Just know that you're going to go back to the start if you reset it. A lot of the calculations we're basing on as well are assuming that we don't lose. So this is assuming that you don't lose a match, because what happens if you lose a match is you go backwards. So you could get a little bit less if you do lose a match, which is why playing Verse Attack is going to be a lot more dangerous for you. The other thing about Verse Attack, though, is once you start playing it, you actually get 200 score tickets, which can be helpful to get yourself more players along the way, but it is a bit of a big risk, because then you're kind of putting yourself in that position where you might not, you know, get enough points that you would need from the score tickets going through it. So if you're really good at Verse Attack, this could be the way for you to go. But what I would suggest you almost do is start with the main event, grind the main event till you have kind of the points you need to get the players, and then use the Verse Attack, you know, once you've got what you want out of the event, to kind of just get yourself those extra rewards that you would get along the way. So basically, if we look at the first thing that we have, don't look at that. Don't look at that 20% battery. That's a way of me trolling you right there, I suppose. Accidentally, I didn't mean to do that. But if we look at the first thing, it looks like what it's going to cost you to get, for the game points to get the 88 overall card is going to be 15. To get yourself, and I'll show you the rewards actually as we do this here. So if we go to the rewards here, if you get yourself the 88 overall card, you can get to the 88 overall card, so you can get to this point here for 15 points. And if you want to claim them, it's going to cost you 90 points. To get to the 90, it's going to cost you 35 points, and then to claim it's going to cost you 150 because it's 50 for each. Now, it's not on top of it. It basically, if once you get to the 35, you can claim for 35 points. You can claim the first one and the second one. So basically, for 35 of the game points and 150 and 90, so 240 of the score tickets, you can claim both the first and the second players. You can kind of add on top of it with each one that you go with. If you want to try and get to the third, basically, player's landmark, it's going to be 125. It's going to be 225 to get to the 95. It's going to be 395 to get to the 98. It's going to be 670 to get to the 99. 1545 to get to the 100, and 3,345 to get yourself to the 101 overall. LWL card is going to cost you 900 points to get there. It seems that for a few gem packs, you may be able to get yourself Gunduzi. He is a little bit high for the amount of points that you can get out of this, so it's not 100% certain that you're going to go, because it looks like you can only get about 1,100 of the points. So you'd have to buy probably 5, 6, maybe even 7 of the gem packs if you wanted to try and pick that up. To get Gabriel Jesus, it's possible to get the 6 players you need, but the thing you need to worry about is that it's going to cost you 1,500 of the points, which is going to be very difficult to get, because the 1,500 of the points that you need to get is, well, we already know that we're only going to get basically 1,100 in total. So you're going to be well short of that. You're going to have to probably open, you know, 6 bundles even just to get that Gabriel Jesus card. And then the Bergkamp card, the card I would love to have on the team. You need to collect everybody and do it. It's probably going to be like $1,000 plus prime icon, unless different things come out through this event. But it is an interesting event, and they have the trade shop here. The trade shop, you can trade in your different points to get, you know, the Hazard key. Once you get all 3 of them, you can refresh it as well. And it's an interesting way of kind of doing like we had the wheel before. We had some pretty good luck getting it. We got our FA Cup player. The only one we're trying to get ourselves is the new keeper, which unfortunately, height's not the biggest thing that matters anymore, so he's not going to be the most sought after goalkeeper, but could be pretty good there. So basically, you gain these points as you go throughout, play through the different events as well. So kind of cool additional thing that you can, you know, pick up as you go along the way. And then when you go here, the other thing that we want to look at is if we're looking at stamina, you can get, so when we play through this, you're going to get about 263 stamina, ads will get you about 81, and then the coins will get you 150. This was something that was actually confusing to me at first, because when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I'm going to get it every 3 days, because it says it expires in 3 days, but if you check the guide, it happens weekly, so I think because it's a 10-day event, it's 3 days and then it's going to expire in 7 days. So be careful with that, because that thing kind of threw me off at first when I was going through. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get 5 every 3 days. And I kind of calculated myself to get basically 200 extra points that you're probably not going to get out of there. The daily refresh, so the 3 ads that you're going to want to get from there. And then obviously 24 hours a day. You just have to make sure you don't count the last hour, because you don't get the stamina from the last hour of play when you're going through it. So basically it's going to be about 494 stamina. I've seen people calculate about 500, but anywhere, somewhere in around there is going to be pretty similar to the amount of points that you're going to get from there. So that is going to in total get you through, I believe, the amount of rounds that it has. So 32 rounds, looks to be about 32 rounds that you can play through fully. That can be all of them in the event. That can be a mixture of event and verse attack, however you kind of want to play with it. And from there, it looks like you would get 704 of the points and 640 of the score points from there. This was assuming that it took you 15 stamina to get across. So this, again, you never lost a match, and in 3 tries you scored yourself a goal. So it actually could get a little bit better than that, depending on it, but I wanted to kind of play it really safe when we were looking at it. Again, save your points till the end, though. Don't spend your points till you get to the end of the promo, because you could get lucky, get a few extra things, and find out you're really close to Gunduzi, and maybe you get some gems from something, and you want to play on it. So like all these promos, hang on to your points to get nearer to the end of this, because you could get, especially because there's so many things going on in this event, you can honestly get more or less than we've kind of calculated here. We've kind of done our best to sort of showcase our best guess of what you would get, but it could really play around with different plays. So that's basically what you get from there. You also get the daily login. Our daily login, assuming it's the same thing every day. Today, our daily login, we got 50 points, we got 30 score tickets, and we got some of the tokens for the trade shop as well. So in total, that would give us 450 and 270 for those, to bring us to a total of 1,154 total match points and 910 total score points. Enough to get yourself basically any player except for the 101 overall, and then kind of a combination of a bunch of players. But again, when I'm going through this, what I would suggest you do, go through it, get everything you want, and then switch to verse attack after. Don't try and waste all your stuff in verse attack, because it's capped at 130, matchmaking, who knows what will happen, and that's kind of my suggestions for that one. But anyways, thank you for checking this out. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully this helped you a little bit. Stopde out.